Hi, I'm Pastor Jeff Harrold of New Beginnings Community Church of Washtenaw County. And I'm addressing the question, what has to happen for knowledge about racism to lead to actual change? This is a great question because it means that we are ready to move to personal application. If knowledge about racism is going to lead to actual change in the Christian's life, that Christian must believe that racism is sin, and sin is an affront to the holiness of God. And with all sin, we're looking to the Holy Spirit to give us the power and strength we need to overcome it. This means that the community of believers must be committed to treating racism as sin, just as we do sexual immorality, adulterous relationships, hatred, murder, and idolatry. As pastors and lay leaders, helping people make behavioral change is at the core of what we do. We are tasked with making disciples of all nations and teaching them to obey everything Jesus has commanded. That's using knowledge to bring about change. As such, we must regularly preach against racism, white supremacy, and white privilege. We must model anti-racism, incorporate anti-racist teaching in our children and youth lessons and our Sunday school lessons. Our church leaders must be committed to anti-racism so that those who join our communities realize that racism is a sin and we are committed to dismantling it in our society. And those of us who are further along in the anti-racist journey must extend grace to those who are coming along and just beginning to turn the corner from racism to anti-racism. Just as with any behavioral change, we have to restructure our lives so that what we say, what we do, and who we do it with supports the change we want to see in our life. And this will take some difficult choices. Just because we're ready to move to become anti-racist doesn't mean that those closest to us are ready to make the same move. Racism is sin and is an affront to the holiness of God. And if we are to please the Lord and walk in the newness of life in the service of Christ, we must be committed to making the hard choices needed to align our lives against racism.